At this point, everyone agrees to straddle under the gun for the remainder of the game, so it essentially doubles in size. We're playing 10, 20, 40 uncapped. I was just starting to get comfortable, and that has quickly changed. Another noticeable change is that the player on my direct right leaves is replaced by Dan Harrington. He's the 1995 main event champion. He's an absolute poker legend. I've read 6 of his books, including Harrington on Cash Games Volume 2 about 8 different times. When I was first starting out in 2.5, it took me from being a break-even player to a profitable one, so I owe a lot to Dan. I've always wanted to play against him, and now I get to sit right next to him. He's an incredibly nice guy. I'm back down to the stack that I started with. Things haven't gone well since we doubled the stakes. In this one, I pick up Jack 10 of diamonds in the cutoff. Dan Harrington opens a 120 in the hijack. I call. The big blind calls. We go 3 ways to the flop. It comes Jack 6-6 with 2 hearts. We've got top pair. Both players check. I bet 240. The big blind folds. Dan puts in a raise to 700. It's an incredibly frustrating situation to be in. Dan plays pretty tight, but what the hell is he check raising me with on that board? Shouldn't have many 6s. There's only one combination of pocket jacks that he could have. It's bizarre for him to check an overpair against 2 opponents when 2 hearts are out there. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Feels like he's got a flush draw possibly. I don't want to call and see an overcard or heart on the turn and not know what to do. Dan doesn't have much more. I announce that I'm all in. I don't get snap called, so I'm happy about that. Oh wait. There it is.
Not good for me.
The board runs out with the 7 of diamonds and the 4 of spades. Dan turns over pocket aces.
This is good. Thank you.
That one stings, but you have to realize Dan only started the hand with about 60 big blinds. That's the equivalent to $120 in 1-2. Although the pot is over $5,000, it's not very much in this game. Just a lot of money to me in my real life. Dan then decides it's time to pick up, but before he does, he's nice enough to talk to the vlog for a bit.
This is one of my poker heroes, Dan Harrington. He got me pretty good today with aces.
The usuals.
The usual.
What can I say?
Anyway, thanks a lot, Dan.
All right.
See you, man.
Bye-bye.
I was down to 500 after that Jack 10 hand, so I had on for 5,000 more, and in for 8,000 total. It's the most that I've ever been into a cash game for. Then I pick up ace 4 diamonds in the hijack and open to 120. Cutoff calls, small blind 3 bets to 380. The action's back on me. Let's see what upswing says to do. According to this chart, when we're facing a 3 bet from the small blind with ace 4 suited, we need to 4 bet it. That's what I do.
Raise.
I make it 1,000. Cutoff folds immediately. Small blind is contemplating what he should do. He tanks for a very long time. He doesn't look extremely comfortable, but he eventually makes the call. I imagine he has a hand like ace king, ace queen, pocket queens, or pocket jacks. The dealer puts out the flop of 10-6 deuce rainbow with 1 diamond. We've got an over and some backdoor possibilities. Small blind checks. I down bet to 900. That's what I do with aces and kings. Those hands are what I'm trying to represent. Small blind continues to look uncomfortable. You can see him there in the black shirt. He adjusts himself quite a bit. He's going through all the options for quite some time, gets his chips out and makes the call. Really feels like he has an ace high hand. I'm not beating any of those, but I don't think he'd be able to call another bet if he doesn't make a pair. The dealer puts out the turn. It's the 7 of spades, basically a complete blank. The opponent checks. I can either shut down or I can go with my gut and apply maximum pressure. I announce a bet.
2,300?
2,300. My heart is racing. This is by far the biggest bluff that I've ever attempted. The adrenaline's pumping. There's already over 6,000 in the middle. If I get called, the pot will be 8,500. If I lose, I'll have the worst losing session of my entire life. The opponent backhands his cards into the muck. We get the largest bluff through that we've ever made. Going with our instincts pays off huge. We had another 2,000 to our stack. There's 7,600 in front of us, but we're in for piles, so we're still stuck about 400 on the day. The mood has shifted though. Things are looking up. We pick up Jack 5 of diamonds in the small blind. Under the gun +1 limps in for 40. Under the gun +2 calls. I call for 30 more. The big blind calls. Under the gun checks. We're going 5 ways to the flop. It's Jack 9-4 rainbow. We've got top pair. I check. Checks around to the under the gun +2 player. He bets 120. I call. The other players fold. It's heads up. The turn is the deuce. I check. Under the gun +2 checks back. The river's a 5, we make 2 pair. It's incredibly unlikely that we're beat, given that the opponent checked back the turn. I put nearly a pot-sized bet out there of 400. I want it to look like I'm bluffing with a misdraw like Queen 10 or 10-8. The opponent thinks it over, then makes the call. We turn over the cards, we have the winner. We've gone from being up 1,300 to being stuck 2,500 to now getting out of the hole entirely, and we're back to having a profitable session. We have over 8,000 on the table in front of us, which is way too big of a percentage of the bankroll. It's time to lock up a win and cash out for the most that I've ever cashed out for. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons because it helps out the channel a ton. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know in the comments section. I'm happy to get back to you. This was just a very special episode for me. I'll have a link down below in the description box and pinned in the comments section. But it was filmed 3 years ago, and at that time it was the highest stakes session that I'd played in Las Vegas, so I was very, very nervous going into it. And it was the first time that Bellagio actually gave me permission to film in the poker room. So that was something that was really cool as well. Before that, I was kind of sneaking around and filming, and then at one point they told me to stop. So it was cool to be able to do that and not have to worry about getting shut down. And then to have Dan Harrington play right next to me was just something that was incredibly special for me. He's somebody that I've looked up to in poker for a long time. I'd read all of his books, and his books really influenced the way that I played, and they took me from being a break-even poker player, maybe even a slightly losing poker player, to being a winning player. So him and Ed Miller helped me a ton. I'll have links in the description box below to their books, although Harrington's aren't really quite as relevant anymore, but they're just cool still if you're a beginner. There's still plenty of good things that you can learn in those books. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was fun for me to look back at it, and good luck at the tables. I'll see you next time.